classroom, as a teacher, when you enter, you see a huge mass of students. You have 40, 50 students, and it gets extremely difficult to manage those students. So it is extremely important as a teacher to ensure that first of all you are heard properly, because if the students don't hear you properly, there are 90% chances that whatever you teach will go use. So as teachers, when you enter into a classroom, the first thing you see are students who are frustrated, students who are angry, students who are disengaged. And so apparently what happens is, as teachers, you give up once you see that they don't have enthusiasm in them. You feel like, why as a teacher, why should I put on enthusiasm? And that is exactly where we get the entire concept of classroom management wrong. Because from the first step a teacher takes into a classroom, his responsibility is to try to build a personal relationship, try to build a climate in the classroom. A climate that says you are welcome here, a climate that says I care about you, a climate that says you will work hard here. So does an ideal classroom calls for an implementation of such strategies which are essential for kids, strategies which are not just very colorful and which paints a rosy picture to them, but something which they can relate to, something which strikes their mind. Say the popsicle stick method. The popsicle stick method, for example, comes very, very handy. Once you can tell the students that any one of them can be chosen randomly, a sense of participation increases in them. From the student sitting in the first bench to the one sitting in the last bench, everyone is important. Everyone's participation is necessary. If each and every student of the class are different, their capacity to grab and interpret what you are trying to teach will also be uniquely different. So what you essentially do is you give them the space to come up with opinions, come up with answers, no matter how foolish the answer is. You give them the space to form contrasting opinions. You give them that assurance that you are safe in my class, that you are not dull, that you will do great in life. And once this comes, you automatically know that your management strategy is successful. You can now teach them whatever you want to teach. They are your hero and you